In today's deep dive review, we're breaking down every major moment, every turning point, and every storyline that shaped the matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat. A game that told us far more than just the final score. While the scoreboard will always give us the numbers, it's the context behind those numbers that truly reveals what kind of game we witnessed. And this one? It was a chess match of strategy, fatigue, injuries, momentum swings, and coaching adjustments that defined the final result. From the Warriors entering the game severely shorthanded, to the Miami Heat capitalizing on their home environment and physicality, to individual performances that shifted the rhythm of the night, this matchup deserves a full, detailed breakdown. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into this long-form review of the Warriors vs Heat showdown. Before we talk about the plays, the highlights, and the breakdowns, we need to understand the circumstances surrounding the game. The Warriors came into this matchup near the end of a grueling road trip. 6 games in 9 days, with travel back-to-back and almost no practice time. On top of that, Golden State was missing major stars. Stephen Curry was ruled out due to ankle soreness, Draymond Green was unavailable, and additional rotation players were either questionable or ruled out leading up to tip-off. Meanwhile, the Miami Heat came in with momentum and confidence, especially with Bam Adebayo returning to the lineup and adding a defensive anchor that had been missing recently. They also had a strong home crowd advantage and fresher legs. Sometimes the context outside the game matters just as much as what happens inside the lines, and this matchup was one of those moments. With that atmosphere set, the stage was ready for a game defined by Miami's stability and Golden State's resilience. Both teams had something to prove, but it was clear from the opening quarter that the Heat had an edge. The opening quarter was all about rhythm, and for the Warriors, rhythm was something they struggled to find immediately. Missing Curry meant the offense fell heavily on players not used to carrying the load in high-pressure moments. Ball movement, which is usually Golden State's biggest strength, looked hesitant and less fluid. The Heat, on the other hand, focused on establishing early tempo through transition plays and quick half-court actions. Miami's defensive pressure forced Golden State into uncomfortable situations, and the Warriors committed early turnovers that set the tone for the rest of the game. Miami capitalized with efficient scoring from mid-range and driving lanes that appeared open due to defensive miscommunications. Players like Norman Powell, who would later go on to lead Miami in scoring, began finding their rhythm early, attacking mismatches and taking advantage of the Warriors' depleted lineup. Golden State still managed to keep the game close, thanks to solid bench effort and timely defensive stops, but it was clear Miami had control of the pace. The second quarter revealed hints of the Warriors' signature fight. Even without Curry, Golden State is known for players stepping up in unexpected moments, and this period showcased exactly that. The Warriors pushed harder on defense, creating a few turnovers of their own and converting them into easy buckets. However, every time the Warriors started building momentum, Miami responded with poise. Bam Adebayo's presence was felt strongly during this stretch, setting screens, protecting the rim, and scoring efficiently. His ability to read the defense opened driving lanes for guards and wings, and his physicality made it difficult for Golden State to establish paint control. The Warriors' biggest challenge in the second quarter was inconsistency. A great possession was often followed by a rushed shot or a turnover. Miami kept the game composed, using their depth and discipline to maintain a steady lead. Still, at halftime, the game didn't feel out of reach. If Golden State could tighten the sloppy possessions and find a scoring rhythm, it looked like they could make this a battle. The third quarter told the real story. This is where Miami began pulling away. Golden State's turnovers increased dramatically during this stretch. Part fatigue, part lack of spacing, part missing leadership. Miami's defensive traps and switch-heavy coverage confused the Warriors' ball handlers, who struggled to penetrate or find clean perimeter looks. On offense, the Heat executed with surgical precision. Ball movement, off-ball screens, and decisive drives helped them build momentum. Norman Powell continued his scoring surge, while Adebayo controlled the glass and kept Golden State from gaining any second-chance opportunities. For the Warriors, this quarter highlighted the absence of their on-court commander. Without Curry's gravity and without Draymond's playmaking, scoring possessions took too long to develop, resulting in hurried shots as the shot clock wound down. Momentum fully shifted in Miami's favor, and the Warriors found themselves fighting uphill with limited firepower. If there was one defining stretch of the entire game, it was the fourth quarter, a period where Miami closed the door entirely. The Heat exploded offensively, outscoring Golden State by a wide margin. Their confidence was sky-high, while Golden State's energy, understandably, faded. Miami attacked the basket relentlessly, punished every defensive mistake, and continued turning turnovers into fast break points. Miami scored 38 points in the fourth quarter alone, their most dominant period of the night, and Golden State simply couldn't match the pace. The Heat's lead ballooned, and the game slipped out of reach. The Warriors did show effort in late possessions, but effort can't overcome exhaustion and short-handed lineups. By the final buzzer, Miami had secured a comfortable victory, not just by playing better, but by playing smarter, more disciplined, and with greater physical presence. Powell delivered a standout performance, leading all scorers and providing the offensive spark Miami needed. His ability to attack off the dribble, finish in traffic, and knock down open shots created constant problems for Golden State's defense. Bam's return was a major storyline. Not only did he contribute scoring and rebounding, but he anchored Miami's defense and set the tone physically. His screen setting and defensive coverage were crucial elements of Miami's strategy. Though the Warriors suffered a loss, several players stepped into unfamiliar roles and delivered solid effort. Without their stars, the team relied on younger players and bench rotations to maintain competitiveness through the first half. Their resilience kept the game close longer than expected. The biggest statistical story of the game? Turnovers. Golden State committed 23 turnovers, which Miami converted into 34 points. In the modern NBA, turnovers are more than just lost possessions, they're momentum swings. For a Warriors team already missing stars, each turnover was like giving Miami free runway to push the pace and take control. By contrast, Miami's ball security kept them steady, and they used every Warriors mistake to build their lead. This single category was the difference between a close game and a decisive one. Both coaches had challenges entering this matchup, but Miami executed their strategy more effectively. Play physically. Attack ball handlers aggressively. Force turnovers. Push fast breaks. Protect the paint. The Heat followed this plan from the opening tip to the final buzzer. Golden State's plan. Move the ball. Create off-ball spacing. Mix defensive coverages. Slow Miami in transition. But without Curry or Draymond, execution became inconsistent, and the offensive structure crumbled under pressure. This matchup reveals several important truths about both teams. Depth alone can't replace star leadership. Turnovers cripple their offensive system. Road fatigue remains a real obstacle. Younger players need more development in high-pressure situations. Their defense is elite when fully healthy. Adebayo's return changes everything. Norman Powell is a valuable scoring option. Their home court advantage remains strong. This game was a reminder of how unpredictable the NBA can be when context and circumstances are involved. Miami earned this win through discipline, execution, and intensity. The Warriors, despite the fatigue and injuries, showed heart but lacked the firepower needed to compete for 4 full quarters. The final score doesn't diminish the Warriors' effort, but it highlights the Heat's superior performance, depth, and composure. As both teams move forward, this game becomes a learning moment. For Miami, it reinforces their strengths. For the Warriors, it emphasizes the importance of health, chemistry, and reducing turnovers when facing strong physical teams.